With the ability to cause damage with firearms, I believe we have a responsibility to be able to fix damage, whether they're caused by firearms or not. Also, the reality is that we are more likely to utilize the skills and equipment centered around medical preparations than we are a firearm with defensive preparations. While shooting guns are fun and it's extremely important to be able to shoot well, we also need to understand how to deal with injuries, because most of us are going to be injured in some other way before we ever have to use a firearm, as well as all the other things that happen in life, like vehicle accidents, home accidents. We need to understand the importance of medical equipment. As a traveling firearms instructor, whenever I go teach a course, I always travel with some form of trauma kit. That being said, I travel a lot by plane, and while it hasn't happened yet, I'm sure my number's up shortly to have my luggage lost. So I certainly don't want to show up at the range without any kind of medical equipment. I can borrow a firearm, I can borrow some ammunition, I can do what I have to do to get through the class until my luggage hopefully arrives, but I can also go and find me some field expedient medical equipment. In the Marine Corps, we called it adapt and overcome, basically making do with what you have available. And we're going to talk about that. What I did was set out and went to Dollar Tree, which everything's a dollar, it's a beautiful concept, to see what I could get as far as medical equipment, with the goal in mind of serious trauma, primarily blood loss, the types of things that we would encounter in a range or a vehicle accident, for $20. I figured 20 bucks, most of us can come up with 20 bucks. This can also be your primary. While this isn't optimal gear, we'd all like to have a cat tourniquet and all the other purpose-built gear. That's almost always better. We can generally make do with other things, and we're going to talk about that. So for $20, I found it was kind of hard. I was pretty much able to get everything I needed for $10. So we're going to look at a $10 kit, a $15 kit, and a $20 kit from Dollar Tree or those types of places. If not, you could certainly go to Walmart and get all these same things, probably even better quality. It just might cost you a little bit more. You might be bumping out margin a little bit. So what did we get? Well, first off, what do we need to address? When we're talking about trauma, we're generally referring to blood loss first and foremost, airway, and tension pneumothorax. So working from the bottom up, tension pneumothorax, you pretty much are going to need some type of needle catheter. There's no way to really field expedient that. There's other techniques, but it's not worth it. We're talking about stateside incidents where help is a 911 call away. If you're going someplace where 911 is not just a phone call away, you need a purpose-built medical kit, and you need to make sure you have that equipment. Airway. We're generally talking about an NPA, or a nasopharyngeal airway. Theoretically, could I take a same size piece of hose off the vehicle or something and do it if that person is going to die from not being able to breathe? Yes. But is the risk of doing that worth the benefit when we know, again, help is within 10-15 minutes away? No. So again, we're not really going to try to recreate that. The main thing we're looking at here with this kit is going to be blood loss in the context of a gunshot wound, a stab wound, a vehicle accident, some type of explosion, a crushing accident, something where a person has a large amount of blood. If the blood loss doesn't stop quickly, they're going to bleed out and die. And then a couple other injuries we can deal with this kit as well. So first and foremost, we need a container to pull it all in. I decided to go with this 2-quart kind of, I would call it a cookie dish or a container. The good thing is that it's waterproof. And depending on the situation, if I needed to, I can also use it itself to transport water, and it's going to keep my stuff, it's relatively rigid, so it'll keep it all protected and keep it moisture away from it. If you don't want to go that route, you can also go with just a heavy-duty gallon-sized bag. This will all, once broken down, fit into that. Or if you want to add more stuff to it, you want to put things in it, you can go with one of these shoe boxes. All of these things were available for $1. Just understand, the lid comes off kind of easy. It's kind of flimsy. Of the 3 options, I really think that this is going to be the best bet. You could always throw in some 1-gallon bags just to use for other purposes as well. Alright, next we're going to have some smaller bags. These are sandwich. I would have preferred quart. I would recommend quart, but they were out of quart when I went, so I got the sandwich just to have something to demo to you. This is going to allow me to break down all the other gear, put it in individual bags to make it a little easier to sort, as well as to further protect it from moisture. Also, in a pinch, quart-sized gloves can be used as some form of hand protection if you're dealing with bloody patients or other body fluids. But I also have purpose-built gloves. These are vinyl. It's a 10-pack for $1. So I'm going to put that whole pack in there because there's a pretty good chance these are relatively cheap and thin, and you're going to probably break some trying to put them on in a stressful situation, and you may have other people helping you out. Glow sticks. There's a little 3-pack of glow sticks. The cool thing about the 3 glow sticks, I can throw one on a patient, one on me, one on my gear. If one of them's not bright enough, I've got extras. They're probably not the best lighting source, and we'll talk about some others, but for $1, this at least gives me some form of light. A ratcheting tie-down strap. This is going to serve as pretty much the closest thing that we're going to have to a ready-made tourniquet. We'll talk about some other options for field expedient tourniquets, but this is going to be the closest thing out the bag for $1 that we could do. I would probably go for a couple more of these, but at least having one in here as a tourniquet will help, and I'll do a separate video showing how to set this up to make it better to be used as a tourniquet. Other than a tourniquet, also to stop blood loss, we're going to need some type of pressure dressing. So what we got for that are 2 packs of rolled gauze and an ace bandage. With this, I can stuff a wound, I can top a wound depending on what type of wound it is, and then I can cover it up with the ace bandage and also use the ace bandage to apply pressure. Along with that, I'm going to also have, this is some little bamboo kind of pot holders, or you put it on the table, put your plate on it, kind of like plate coasters, but they're rigid, so they can serve kind of like a SAM splint. If there's 2 of them for $1, so I can put these on, then utilize my athletic tape to tape them in place in case I have some type of broken bone, larger bone. I can use a tape if I've got to tape 2 fingers together because I have a broken finger or toe. Also, if I need to utilize this in conjunction with my pressure dressing supplies, I have something else to tape it down. So all that is $10, and this is pretty much all I really truly need in a pinch. But I said 20, so let's see what we could get for 15, or what I would add for 15. So knowing I pretty much have the bases covered, all I'm really doing with $15 is add to it and supplement it. So for $15, I would add, now we've got everything plus this, so I would add another light source and a different light source. This is going to be a white light, battery powered kind of clip-on book light. Again, very cheap, one-time use type thing, but I can clip it on someone's shirt or on their lip, where if I need to really get close and see into a wound, I can clip it to myself and have it look down. Understanding it does run on batteries, and again, it's a one-time use, so once you're done with it, it gets thrown away. Another ace bandage, because maybe I don't need both gauze in one wound, but maybe I have 2 wounds. Also, it's just great binding material or coverage material if I have a major burn. Something. It's good to cover up wounds as well. Then I have a corkscrew bottle opener thing, kind of call it a restaurant tool. But other than having a cold frosty adult beverage after the dog likes to walk between a tripod. After the event, it has a knife blade on it, and that knife blade may be used to cut some of these materials to make something. Maybe I need to cut clothing off. It's a blade, I use it for cutting. Also, this can be used as a windlass on another makeshift tourniquet, which is why I would also include 2 binder clips. I'm sorry, carabiners. These carabiners, again, can be used as my ring, that once I get it tight, that ring comes over it, and we'll look at those types of tourniquets. Now I've got a field expedient tourniquet done. And lastly, just another big pack of gauze. These are just bigger gauze pads. Maybe someone just has a bad burn and I want to cover that burn, and then utilize an ace bandage just to protect that wound, or maybe I need to be jamming this into a really big injury. So that's $15. What if I was going to spend the whole $20? Well, again, we're just supplementing it. Another ace bandage, because I'm going to be adding more packing material. This is an 8-pack of tampons. They're designed to be super absorbent, literally super. The main benefit to them, in my opinion, is that they're already kind of cylindrical shape. So if I have a really deep wound, like a leg puncture wound, I can kind of jam them in there. Their shape alone helps. Then I can, again, I'm still going to use the same technique and just keep jamming them into that hole with my finger, but this will help me get something big in there, kind of massy, to help fill it up. And they are designed to be absorbent, so, and they're going to pack easily. It's going to something to add to it. If I'm going to spend $20, I'd also add another roll of tape, either another roll of athletic tape or this waterproof tape. and then a box of Band-Aids. Again, this kit's designed to go beyond Band-Aids, but Band-Aids are probably what we're going to need more than anything. So if I'm going to spend 20 bucks, I'd buy a pack of 100 Band-Aids just to have them on hand, throw them in a Ziploc bag, put it on top of the kit because that's what we're probably going to use most often. And this is just kind of a necklace keychain, and what this is designed for is, this is a makeshift tourniquet should I need it. It also has a ring it comes with, so if I needed to, I could utilize this along with my windlass and my carabiner. I could take these, twist them down, and now I have a tourniquet. We would typically want tourniquets to be wider, not quite as narrow. However, this is makeshift. If I'm bleeding out in a car accident and all you have is this, or a bootlace, or a 550 cord to stop me from bleeding out because my arm was severed off, please use it. I'll worry about tissue damage and all that stuff down the road, but I'd much rather live to have to worry about that. Again, purpose-made tourniquet would be much better, but this is what we're dealing with. So for 20 bucks, we're getting a lot of great gear that we could utilize. All of this will break down, and I'll show it packed into here, how I would break it down. But this is 20 bucks at Family Dollar or Dollar Tree or Dollar General or Walmart, that no matter where you're at, between $10 and $20, you can get something to handle most events that would happen to you on the road or on the range. One thing that I would add that's not listed here is a big safety pin. I don't mean like the ridiculously big jumbo ones. I mean a big safety pin, about 1.5 inches long. In case you know, that's one of the only things we can really throw in here to deal with Airway. In case we had to safety pin someone's tongue to their lip to keep them, if they were unconscious, to keep their tongue from falling back. And again, there's no reason to go spend $1 on that. You could probably find one laying around your house. Be vigilant, be prepared. Y'all stay safe.